All right, here we go. See what happens.
Welcome to the Deacon Show, where the bucket techno flow. Gonna rock, gonna rave all night. Turn up the volume, feel the hype. In the 90s we were rebels with style, punks with attitude, going wild. Tech beats mixed with punk rock anthems. DeaconLive, the bad boys in action. DeaconLive, it's time to let go. There's no tomorrow. Feel the energy, feel the vibe, nothing will wrong. Set going on.
Welcome back, guys, on today's show. Come find me, Jose Monkey, and what are the lottery bite lines and the real definition of comfort food, and would you like a side of water with your water? All this and much more we discuss here on DeaconLive as we get you caught up on the last things that have happened over the last 7 days or so in social media and news and so on and so forth. I changed the opening a little bit. Hopefully I can keep the pace up. I don't know if I can, man. Jesus Christ. I take 2 weeks off. And our producer and stuff created a new opening, and we got a whole bunch of different openings we're gonna test out here in the next couple weeks or so. But I am back. I'm back. I've taken 2 weeks off. I hope you guys missed me. I missed you guys. Not really, believe it or not. I got so much shit done in the last 2 weeks. Christ, where do I start? I mowed the lawn several times, which doesn't sound like much, but when you got 20 some odd acres here, that's a lot. It's a lot of mowing and stuff. I also, what else happened? Oh, I got my new passport. So we are officially going to Alaska in a couple of weeks or so. Actually, the first week of June, we're going to dive in and fly out to Vancouver, spend 2 days in Vancouver, and then a 10-day cruise or 8-day cruise or something like that around Alaska. So I'm looking forward to that. But I honestly, guys, I've missed you. But I didn't realize how much time this show was taking up. But we're back. We're back for another 12 weeks. We're going to do bang, 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 bang outside the 1 week that I'm going to be in Alaska. But for the most part, we will be here. We're going to do a lot of new different things, a lot of different things differently, and a lot of new things in a brand new way. So hopefully you'll enjoy the show, and hopefully I can keep on pace with whatever music that the producer guy made for me here. So this will be interesting. So how are you? I want to know how are you doing, and the way you get in contact with us, nothing's changed there, is go over to Prophet Radio, proud sponsors of DeaconLive. That's PROPHET radio.com. At the very bottom of the page says, be heard. Click on that little blue bar, and it opens up a microphone on whatever device you have. If you've got a microphone on your tablet, on your PC, on your smartphone, you got those little ear pods in your head. If you've got a microphone on those, speak right into it. And you can come and be podcast famous right here alongside of us in the studio. Tell us what you've been doing for the last 2 weeks. I'd love to hear from you as well. All right, so we're going to, I know it's a short little segment, but we're going to dive in the show and see what's been going on here since I've been gone. Now, it's not going to be 3 weeks of nonstop boring stuff that you've already heard of, but it's going to be some new stuff that's happened in the last 7 days or so. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm trying something new. So let's see where it goes. Hopefully it'll stick to the wall without leaving any residue. All right, guys, stick around. You're listening to DeaconLive right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. So for the last couple of weeks or so, I've been like diving into the actual podcast itself and giving you the whole guts and stuff that goes on, what goes on here behind the studio. I do several different other podcasts as well. I do a horse podcast. I also do a podcast about people over 50 years old. And then I don't know where I'm going with this. Anyways, so I lost my train of thought. It doesn't matter. Anyways, we're glad that you're back with us and back joining us. We got a like I said, I'm going to change it up a little bit, do a lot of things differently. And I just felt like the old format was getting a little stale. After 10 years, I was like going, well, you know, it's time for a little bit of change, a little bit of update of stuff. So hopefully you guys will enjoy it and follow me along for this ride. Stories are still going to be the same. There's still going to be social media stories, not the stuff that's on the top tier that you hear over and over and over again. You know, how many times can we talk about Trump's arrests? How many times can we talk about the guys throwing garbage into the sea, the kids throwing garbage in the sea? How many times can we hear about the one pastor's preacher who killed herself or did she kill herself and that type of stuff. So you guys can go anywhere else for all that stuff. This is the second tier news stories. These are the news stories that are like going, hey, did you know? It's conversation. It's dinner discussion. Well, dinner or lunch, or just if you want to add something to a conversation and you're not very conversational or confrontational, these are the stories that kind of go, hey, did you know? Type deal. And hopefully you guys will enjoy this and we can all be friends together at the same time. And you want to be my friend as well, make sure you go over to prophetradio.com, PROPHET radio.com. At the bottom of the page, actually at the top of the page, they'll give you some free stickers, some magnets, some stuff for your refrigerator. Go over there, fill out that little form that says free swag, pick out whatever you want over there, and we'll mail it out to you as well. And I'll say it again, I've been saying it for the last couple of years. It's not an email grab. It's not a anything grab. It's just a way to say thank you for listening to all the fine programming that comes out of the Prophet Radio studio. Now, with that out of the way, let's dive into some stories. So this story right here, it's called Rage Ritual. Now, women right now, there's like, what do they call them? Smash rooms, where it's basically a 10 by 10 room and you can go in there with a baseball bat and smash things around. Well, there's something right now that women are paying big money to go out and scream and smash sticks in the woods. It's called Rage Ritual. Kimberly Helmus, Helmus, gets the chills thinking about her first rage ritual. 2.5 years ago, she got her divorce, and she's a cybersecurity engineer and embarked on a retreat to Scotland with one of her friends, Mia Banducci on the left-hand side, right? Author of the self-described spiritual fairy godmother, better known online as Mia Magic with a G and a K. Or, of course, magic would be a G, but at the end, magic with a K. As part of the retreat, Banducci held a rage ritual, a ceremony which the participants scream and beat large sticks on the ground in the woods. Participants are encouraged to think of people and the experiences they have wronged or done them wrong as well, and swing the sticks for at least 20 minutes or until they can no longer move their arms. The rage ritual has garnered attention on TikToks, where they've resonated particularly with women. In the comments, women describe how moving it is to see other women embody their anger. The emotional experts say society has often discouraged women from expressing these types of feelings. So I got a video right here, and don't forget, for every podcast we do, you can see these videos in real time as we're talking about it here on the show. So here is a snippet from, let me make sure the cameras are still working right. Are the cameras still working right? Are we on camera 4? There we go, camera 4. This is from the Mia Magic with a K. Jesus Christ. TikTok thing that they got going on here. So let's see what's going on. Well, it's going to be interesting. So if you're watching, it's just a bunch of women just taking sticks and hitting the ground. And then I'm going to get flagged for the music, but all of them, they're sitting, screaming, smashing, whacking. You know what it looks like? It looks like, you ever watch Survivor and they just can't, the troop just can't get, let me go back to me now, just can't get enough of, oh, Jesus Christ, scam people. Let's see what happens. You ready? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, hello there. This is Joe from Affordable Assistance. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing fine.
Are you sure?
Inform you about the...
Hello? Oh, I lost them already. Oh, well. Let's go ahead and silent that. So back to the Survivor tribe. If you ever watched Survivor, my wife and I are a big fan of Survivor. Now, this, not to get off topic, but this recent episode season of, I think it's 47, 48, I lost count after 30 something. But I was like, these are all actors. These are all actors, or they're wannabe actors. They're all plants, I think. But as the show goes on, I was like, maybe they're not. But this one woman just couldn't, she wanted to eat, and she was like pissed off, and she's beating on the ground. I want to eat. Now, this is no different than, what was the one movie where the guy didn't want to go on the men's retreat. And oh God, I know which movie are you talking about? And they're all out in the woods and they run around naked and they start yelling and screaming and howling at the moon. I forget what movie it is, but it's kind of the same thing. Let's go back to the video and see if there's anything else that I missed on this video. So hold on, come on back. Here we go. Oh, that was it. It was I only missed like 2 seconds of it. So that's what she's done. They bring women out in the woods and stuff, and I don't know if they stay in a cabin or if they just drive out there or what, but it's called Ritual Rage, and women run around out there beating sticks on the ground. I don't know why beating sticks on the ground. Why is that the biggest thing? You know, what's the difference between that and the smash room? We can just say, you know, I'll take a photocopier, scanner, printer, whatever, and beat the crap out of that. And most of these girls that were in the woods in the video I saw didn't have safety glasses on. So, you know what I say? Safety second, me first. Now, this woman right here has a very unique situation that she's in. This woman right here has not eaten in over 4 years. Now, when I say has not eaten, she has physically not had food pass through her mouth, is the way they describe it. It is called, let's see, what's the actual disease? Her name is Cecilia. Cecilia suffers from an extremely rare condition which affects only 1 in 700 or 70 million people. Cecilia, savoring the taste of her food and wetting her whistle with refreshing beverages is a thing of the past. Not a single piece of grub has passed her lips in the last 4 years. The 28-year-old suffers from an extreme rare condition that happens in, 1 out of 700 or 70 million. Why do I keep saying anyways? Called, you ready for this? Loey-dietz syndrome. Loeysdietz syndrome, or LDS. It's incredibly remains. Oh, incredibly. Here I go reading again. I can't read. But incredibly remains extremely positive, saying that she just got to crack on with it. She's from another place, if that's the term she's using. She was diagnosed with this debilitating connective tissue disorder as a teenager and says that she now essentially is living on borrowed time, and the average life expectancy with someone with LDS is just 36 years old, with Celia right now being, what did I say, how old she was? 28. So she's got a good 8 years left on her, I guess. Celia explained that she had been forced to give up on the prospect of even going, that everything is going to be fine, and has come to terms with the fact that it could happen tomorrow or years from now. All she knows is it'll be out of the blue. So what happens is, she did an interview with Truly detailing how LDS has affected her. She's a Brit, so many of my organs have not either formed properly or have started shutting down. It causes a lot of pain, chronic pain that is incredibly tiring and also incredibly susceptible to various other different illnesses. I feel incredibly frustrated because in my 20s, there were so many things that I can do that I can't do right now anymore. My life, I wish I could have the energy to do so much more, she continues. So when the doctors are talking about the progression, it is very, very difficult for them because of the condition is so rare. The one definite that she knows is it's a aortic dissection that it is what's going to kill her. Fucking reading is not my strong point, which is very unpleasant. Your aortic detaches itself from your heart. Celia was told that her conditions turned things up a notch 4 years ago, leaving her body unable to push food through her intestinal system properly, resulting of her being unable to consume food or drinks as she normally would. Doctors fitted her with a Hickman line, which goes through her chest and into her jugular and then down her aorta, which is described as a similar permanent, like a canal, where she supplies her bodies with what she needs. The young woman explains that that administers the medicine and also the total parental nutrition as well, where she gets her calories and food. So technically, she's got a problem with her aorta that's slowly detaching from her heart. So what that means is it's not producing enough blood and stuff that keeps the other stuff flowing. Like when she eats something, there's no energy to push the food down into her stomach, and the stomach doesn't want to do anything with it, so it doesn't eat. So it's a weird condition that she has. And so she hasn't had food for the last 4 years other than this like pick line that she has going through her nose. And if I'll switch the camera forward and you can see it, she's got a little pick line there. She looks like she's eating it all up. That's delicious. What is that? Sherbet? So there she goes. Well, we wish her luck. She says that she's come to terms with her diagnosis, and she's just making the best of it. All right, guys, when we come back, I've got a story about a woman that bought a comforter, and what she found in the comforter was very, very mysterious. And she was like, "Oh, how long that been in there?" So we'll dive into that story when we come back. Stick around. You listen to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Make sure you go over to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio, proud sponsors of Deacon Live. Show some support over there, and we'd love to hear from you. At the bottom of the page, there's a little blue bar that says Be Heard. Click on that. You can be anonymous if you want. You can be podcast famous as we dive into the next 3 months of the Deacon Live show. We are going to, for those of you who are new to the show, we're going to start dividing it up a little bit more so I can have some more family time and more business time at the same time as well. I started to slowly talk about all the other podcasts that I do, and those are on 12-week schedules. And this one's the one that runs like every day. So I just wanted to slow that down a little bit, get a little bit more family time here at the house while still entertaining you guys as well. So hopefully you guys will enjoy the new format and everything that's going on. It's probably going to take one more week for me to figure out all the different bugs and stuff. But stay with us, bear with us, and we appreciate you. And to show our appreciation is go over to Prophet Radio, get yourself something for free, get some stickers and stuff over there, and we'll mail them out to you. Now, we have a house. My wife and I still have a house down in Florida, just outside of Orlando, Florida. And we have a homeowners association, which is great because we're renting it out. Hold on, let me switch screens here so you can see me. And we're renting it out. And the reason why I say that's great, homeowners, people, fucking homeowners, I hate them. Homeowners association type deal, I hate them. But for us, it's great because we don't want to rent out a house and then have them, move in a mobile home and then, they're leaving shit all over the place. So the HOA is good if it's a rental property. It kind of tells them, hey, you need to keep this house up to a certain level. And now and then we'll get notes and we'll take the notes. Something needs to be pressure washed and we'll forward it to our property manager and on it goes. So in our case, the property manager or the HOA is a good thing. But unfortunately, for this couple right here, a homeowner is warned against making a yard mistake to appease the HOA. Make sure you read the statute is what they said. While one Washington homeowner was considering a drastic measure to avoid aggravating his medical condition while complying with the HOA demands. My wife and I, he says, quote, purchased our first home a year ago in a wonderful community, are looking to remodel or re-landscape the front yard while trying to be within the covenants, conditions, and restrictions of our HOA. So they posted this on Reddit under the HOA's heading. Our biggest change is a desire to install artificial turf. That's Mike Tyson would say that. Where a small section of grass is. Artificial turf, and they have to put the definition in there, resembles carpet-like fake grass. The homeowners hope that it will help them save them from mowing the lawn and also save on water. I have a mild grass allergy, the homeowner says, but combined with my moderate asthma, the work of mowing the lawn and maintaining my yard during the 6 months of the year is very stressful on my body, he explains. They also said that the brand that they had chosen was drought and fire resistant, the new AstroTurf they're going to put in here. But however, there are huge drawbacks, and a lot of people are fighting all this stuff about the artificial turf. And even the homeowners are like, they were unaware of this. Well, artificial turf may not need watering, but it doesn't make it good. It doesn't make it good for the environment. Plastic and chemicals can contaminate the soil, leading to some areas to ban it, whether drought resistant or not. In the long-term exposure, artificial turf has been linked to an increase of cancer risk. So you think you've got asthma now, you're going to have cancer later. Also, one commentator wondered whether the homeowner was hope of appealing to the Americans Disability Act based on this allergy was used as an approach. Your ADA approach won't fly, one user said. Make sure you read the statute in its entirety to fully understand before going to the meeting. Another poster said on the Reddit feed. Thankfully, commentators offer a healthy, low-maintenance, eco-friendly alternative to plastic. There are many ground covers that can replace turf and look nice, but don't require mowing, and they also flower, one user said. So this guy was going to say, look, I've got bad allergies. I want to replace this section of my lawn with AstroTurf or artificial turf. Now, then you have the one side of the community goes, great, you're saving on water. We don't have to worry about it. But when it rains, another side of the group will go, what about all those microplastics and stuff? And it's going to contaminate the soil and blah, 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 blah. No, you can't have it on your yard, but, you can pay, Tyrone Mulligan out there to run on an AstroTurf field and be okay with that and, pay him millions of dollars. That's okay. That's okay there, but you can't have it at home. But, I'm splitting hairs here. And there's a lot of sporting events that have fake artificial grass. I think tennis, baseball. I mean, there's two right there, and I know they take up a lot of space. No, we enjoy that. We don't want that. Now, this woman right here was not enjoying her latest purchase from Target. She actually has been quoted saying, how long has that been there, she says. A woman says she found something unexpected inside of her new comforter she just purchased from Target. Now, you don't think, when you think Target, you think there's a higher level of people, higher level of intelligence, a higher level of shoppers there, right? You think Walmart, you think bottom of the barrel. I mean, there's an actual website that says the people of Walmart. And it's just all these weird, crazy people that are in there. Target, you think of, upper middle class, Chick-fil-A eaters, Starbucks drinkers, those type people. Well, this TikTok user, her name is Killa Commode. Is that right? No, I totally messed that one up. Killa Camdo, Camdoe, shared her story on a video posted on Monday. As of the publication, it has right now received over 370,000 views. And she's quoted saying, I bought a new comforter today, and I'm opening this thing up and wondering what to do with this comforter. All of a sudden, she said, what the fuck is this? A pack of hot dogs got into my comforter. And you're like going, well, how did that get there? Is this a complimentary gift? One commenter said. The viewer asked no, because how long has it been there? Ugh. So I guess something happened. Hold on there. We'll get to hear Killa Camdo. I guess she bought a comforter and someone, had a pack of hot dogs, Oscar Mayer's or whatever, and shoved it in the comforter and just left it there as a joke, I guess. So let's see what she's got going on. I'm going to go to camera 4, and you can watch this in real time over on YouTube. For every podcast we do, we have a channel over on YouTube, and you can see these videos in real time as we're talking about it here on the air. So make sure you subscribe over there as well. We appreciate that. We have seen a lot of development over there, so make sure you go over there and check us out over there as well. So here we go. Here is Killa Camdo talking about her comfort food. Ooh,
And I'm opening this up to, do what you do with a comforter. Who the fuck put a pack of hot dogs in my goddamn comforter, and how did you get that in there? Target, count your days.
Maybe count your days. Hey, she can't be responsible for that. Some moron, some ne'er-do-well thought it was probably a joke and stuck it in there. You know, let's sneak this pack of hot dogs in there. Or maybe it was a little kid. You know what little kids do? They pick things up and move things around. They stick things in weird places. And you know, you've seen commercials, Tide. Where's your kid's underwear at? And, it's on the ceiling or something like that. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know what Tide commercials you're watching, but that's out there as well. So, I mean, just go with it. Just go with it, because God knows I've been walking through like the beer aisle, and then all of a sudden I go to the soda aisle in my Walmart, and there's like a pack of steaks sitting like on top of the water. Now, I know probably someone was trying to steal it, and they got spooked or whatever, and they just kind of ditched it right there. But, I mean, you walk down the aisles, you see weird stuff all the time. You see half-eaten wrappers and stuff. Obviously, someone wanted to just play a little trick on someone and throw a pack of hot dogs in your comforter. So there you go right there. Now, it is getting to be springtime. It's actually springtime, and we broadcast just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a little town called Marshville, population 2,500 people, spread out over 2 square miles. So I can take a football and throw it, and no one's going to catch it, not even the neighbor's kids. What are you doing? What are you doing, Mr. Deacon? Shut up. Get away from me, kid. You bother me. But we do have, we just planted our garden and everything. And on my wife and I's 5th anniversary, wedding anniversary, I bought her 2 fruit trees. I bought her a flowering tree and I bought her a fruit tree. I bought her a peach tree and a crabapple tree. Crabapple tree is beautiful. It's ornamental. It's got all these different flowers. The peach tree actually produces peaches. And we didn't get a lot of peaches last year. The weather was weird and stuff like that. We had a freeze in the middle of February, but I digress. This year, we're going to have a bunch of peaches, but I don't have to worry about the neighbor kids coming over and eating them, because it's in a fenced-in area. But this guy right here gets a spicy revenge on his neighbor stealing his peaches by booby-trapping the fruit. Well, how do you do that? Being a gardener is tough work. While fruits of your labor is always the sweetest, it goes without saying that an edible garden is always a fickle beast. That's why once your tree starts sprouting some delicious fruit, home gardeners can get very little protection. While the guy next door story surpasses protective when completely nuclear. He went completely nuclear on the family of thieves that he found were repeatedly coming onto his property and stealing his peaches. So at first, he thought he had ordinary pests like birds or squirrels, or like deer will sometimes go over there and nibble on them a little bit. But what he found out was that the lady next door, along with a gaggle of kids, were robbing him of his hard-earned sweet peaches. So he decided to get a little bit of revenge. And he started booby-trapping the peaches with the juice of the Carolina Reaper pepper. To effectively teach the thieves a spicy lesson. So what he actually... What screen am I on? I'm sorry. So what he ended up doing was, he goes, look, neighbor kids. Honey, I'm going to go out there and spray the Carolina Reaper pepper dust liquid on my peaches. Well, what's that for? Well, it's quote-unquote to keep insects off my peaches. Because technically... sometimes, that caspian can deter bugs and stuff, especially those Japanese beetles. Oh, I know that's so. Oh, that's cultural appropriation, right? But if you're going to steal a peach, what do you do? What's the first thing you do when you get it home? Like if I steal it, I'm not eating it right then and there. Now, you might get it on your hands. There you go. That's what's going on. Because if you get a peach home, you rinse it off and stuff, but you got that pepper juice on your hand, and you're like going, why am I crying? Ah, my eyes! And both hands go on your eyes, and all of a sudden your eyes are all swollen up and stuff. So if you've ever had anyone stealing something from your property, have you done anything crazy like that, putting Carolina peppers or the juice from a Carolina Reaper pepper on your plants? to keep the neighbor kids off of from eating them, we'd love to hear from you. And the way you do that is go to profitradio.com. At the bottom of the page says Be Heard. Click on that. You can be anonymous if you want. Leave us a message. Comes right to our inbox, and we'll play it on this podcast or the very next podcast as well. All right, guys, stick around. Lots more to get into. And if you ever gone out and tried to get a job and all of a sudden the job they were offering you wasn't the job that they were offering you, and you had to figure out what job they were actually offering you, I know it'll make total sense when we come back. So stick around. You listen to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Make sure you're following us on all your social networks, and the way you find out all the links that links us to you and you to us as well is go over to profitradio.com. At the top of the page says social contacts. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. We're on TikTok. We're on, is it Twitter? X? Whatever they're fucking calling it now. Twitter, X, Facebook, TikTok, all those. And also, don't forget, for every podcast we do, we have a bunch of cameras, a bunch of cameras here in the studio, and you can see me in real time as we're talking here on the air. And if you want to listen to this program or watch this program later, that's great. Go over there to YouTube. Make sure you subscribe and stuff. Don't hit the bell. That's so annoying. You watch it on your own time. When they sit there and they force down, make sure you subscribe. I must have watched 15,000 videos over the last 2 weeks, and they're always worried about subscribing. I'm not doing it for a money grab over there. I don't care. I mean, I do care. I'd love for you to watch us here on the YouTube video and do all that stuff. Just hit subscribe, and that's it. That way I can see that, hey, people are interested in this. If they're not interested enough, then I'll stop doing the videos. It's that simple. But I enjoy watching the videos. I enjoy, a lot of people out there told me they like watching the videos, and they like watching me here in the studio. Hi. Because they can see my beautiful, charming face, and you can see my 2-week-old beard that's growing in. I'm actually thinking about my hair. If you're watching this on the video here, I'm actually thinking about my hair. And when I say I'm thinking about my hair, what I'm thinking about is going blonde, like Kim Kardashian blonde. I don't follow Kim Kardashian. I mean, outside of the news feeds and stuff, whatever you guys are getting as well, saturated, whether you enjoy it or not. But she's gone completely blonde. And of course that looks natural for her, Greek background, heritage, brown eyes, olive skin, blonde. Yeah, that matches. It always looks like straw. But I was like, you know what? I've got, Aryan race blue eyes. If you're looking, there's my eyes. I've got, electric blue eyes. I've been told many times. And, I'm 51 years old, and I still have a full head of hair. Yes, I do. Except for this little guy right here. We're working on him. But I was like, you know what? I want to just completely strip my hair, blonde, pull all the color out and stuff. But I don't know if it's going to look good with this beard. That's the thing, because I tan very well. So I'm thinking like I'd be like a hot dog with, I don't know, yellow mustard on top of my head probably. But we'd love to hear from you and let me know what you think. Go over to Prophet Radio and click Be Heard. You can be anonymous if you want. Tell me what you would think, if I would look good with blonde hair or not. I don't know. Now, I told you a few weeks back I was I looking for a job? No, I wasn't looking for a job. I was looking for something to bide my time. Figured I could go donate my time back to the community for a little bit. Like I have time, right? It was a whim. I blinked and I got over it. But this woman right here, she's pissed off because she physically needs a job. And this is from the Daily Dot. She was absolutely insulted. Job hunter shows up with an interview at a Verizon franchise, and it backfires on her. This happened to me this is what she says. This happened to her about 8 months ago, and it turned into a literally door-to-door vacuum sales. At the time where many of us are looking for work, it's understandable that videos and posts about job interviews have sparked considerable discussions in the recent months. One is the most intriguing areas of conversation and concerns. Companies are deceiving potential employees during interviews. For example, a company may post a job listing and begin interviewing people for the position, then never actually hire anyone. The practice is somewhat called a ghost job posting. In other cases, a company will hiring for a specific job only for the application to learn upon arrival that they are interviewing for a totally different job entirely. Several internet users... Oh, I got to take this. Pause. How'd it go?
She was so good.
Good.
He was so good.
Good.
Oh, I couldn't be happier. I mean, it was just
10 million.
awesome.
10 million.
He was so good. And I did good. And I'm proud of myself. So.
You didn't fall off again, did you?
No. But, it was, it couldn't be happier. And the lady I bought him from came.
And what'd she have to say?
She started bawling when she saw him.
Did you really?
Well, because she has his brother. So, there's a close connection there. And so she's just like, he's not so big.
Yeah. He's not a little ding-dong anymore.
I know. So she's just super happy. And
did someone videotape it?
I got both of them videotaped, yep.
Okay.
Yeah, Lauren did it on my phone, so, yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, he was so good. Now I got, oh, now I can, relax for a little bit.
Well, good. Very good. I'm excited for you.
Yeah, it was really, really good. I'm happy, so. How are things going? Are you in the middle of your show right now?
Yeah, but I stopped it and everything because I wanted to talk to you.
Okay. Oh, all righty.
So what else is happening? Anything?
No, I think there's only 2 more rides.
Uh-huh.
With Nicole, and then we're done. And I think her last ride's 2:30. So after that, we'll be packing everything up and hopefully out of here by 3:30. And I'll be home probably around 7:30ish.
No, because you still got to go back to the barn and undo everything and dump everybody and stuff. So
all we're doing is unloading and putting everybody right out into the pasture like we did last time. So it will literally take 15 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we're not unpacking or anything tonight. We'll probably do that this weekend.
Okay.
All righty.
So my dad, just to give you a heads up, my dad wanted to make sausage lasagna wraps.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if he's gonna do it or
we can do it this weekend. That's fine.
No, I mean, I think he bought everything today. I think he wants to do it. I think I don't know if he's doing it today or
he's probably not gonna be able to do it with his dexterity.
I don't know.
I don't know yet. Okay.
But he bought everything. So.
Okay. Cool. Sounds good.
Well, very good, babe. Very good. I can't wait to see the video.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch it too. So, all right, honey. Well, I'll text you when we're on the road.
Well, what was your score? Do you get your scores yet or no?
I don't know. I'm going up here now to see if I've got at least scores for my first.
All right, where did I leave off? Are we there? Okay, just making sure. Several internet users claimed they experienced this phenomenon with marketing jobs. Now, a user on TikTok sparked a flurry of comments after revealing her own experience with deceptive interviews. In the clip, over 639,000 views. TikTok user MJ or Broomstick88 says that she, for the first time in her entire career, left an interview without completing it. She says, I signed up for an interview with a marketing company that was looking for a business development consultant for a specific brand, of which I used to work for and be a manager for, she says. I was like, this is perfect. This is exactly what I want to do. After applying, she was invited to an interview where things took a turn for the worse. She said in a panel interview with a whole bunch of 19-year-old guys, and they were letting me in on a quote-unquote great new business opportunity. I stopped them and said, hey, am I in the right interview? Because I applied for this, and this is what you're telling me. They said that we have a hard time getting people to take interviews for our sales positions, so we post for another position, and then we let you in on a great opportunity that's available for you. MJ continues and said, no, thank you. You lied. Fuck you. I'm out of here. So here's her video right here. And don't forget, for every podcast we do, make sure you go over to YouTube and you can see this video in real time as we're talking about it here on the show. Let me switch to camera 4. As you guys know, camera 4 is the big camera. So here we go. Let's see what she actually says at Broomstick88 on TikTok.
For the first time in my entire life, I left an interview without completing it because they lied. I signed up for an interview for a marketing company that was looking for a business development consultant for a specific brand of which I used to work for and be a manager for. And I was like, this is perfect. It's exactly what I do. I read the whole description. I checked out the company on their website and I was like, okay. So they called me and I took the interview. And then in the interview, it turns out it was not for that position. I was in a panel interview with a whole bunch of 19-year-old guys, and they were letting me in on a great new business opportunity. And I stopped them and said, hey, am I in the right interview? Because I applied for this. And they said, we have a hard time getting people to take interviews for our sales positions. So we post for other positions. And then we let you in on the great opportunity that's available to you. And I said, no, thank you. You lied. And then I left.
And that was it? Oh, I thought she was going to say something else. She didn't say anything that I already read. In the follow-up interview, MJ reveals that the specific brand in question was Verizon, though the company who she was interviewing for was not Verizon. So there you go. So be careful on that. I mean, that's kind of shady. Let me go back to camera 1. All about me. That's kind of shady as far as, you know, you go to interview for someone and then they were like, oh, no. It's not Verizon. It's Verizon's. Like with an Z-S-O-N's, like Verizon's. I don't know. I'm trying to make something up there to make it. Anyway, so there you go. Now, we're in springtime here, and you guys know that, you know, April showers brings May flowers. You've heard the whole thing. But there's times out there. Now, I was born and raised in Orlando, Florida, and you can set your watch by the weather, especially in the springtime. You're like, all right, 3 o'clock, 2:30, 3 o'clock, it's going to rain. It'll last for about 30 minutes, and then we're good. We're good for the rest of the day. But some people out there, like myself, you can smell that? Rain's coming. Rain's coming. So it really doesn't matter what the weather app says in the forecast, more or less, guessing game all around. As far as, you know, when you look at your weather app, it might rain, it might not rain. Like right now, I think it says like 15, 20% chance of rain. And I'm like, so what's a more reliable way to predict impending rain? Some people claim that they can actually smell the rain before it arrives. Though others on social media aren't too convinced about this as well. I can. Obviously, those that cannot do it will not believe it with the smell of rain, which is water after all. Some people say that, you know, smelling water is something ridiculous and far-fetched. So we thought it actually comes down to science. There's an actual specific evidence that reveals that some people have the ability to physically smell rain before it arrives. And that's all thanks to, what is it? Oh, God. Here we go. Big words again. Petrictor? Let's see. I'm going to have to search this one, guys. Sorry. I don't want to mess this one up because it's about it. So let's see. What's it called?
Petricor.
Petricor? Try it again.
Petricor.
Petricor. Petricor.
Petricor.
There you go. So that's what it is. This word is a derivative from the Greek language as petros, meaning stone, and iktor, known as substance that flows through the veins of the literal Greek god. So I knew it. I was a part Greek god. Not weird looking word. Anytime it turns out that this unique smell is produced by the soil bacteria, which was release a chemical called geosmin, Geosmin. Our ability to sense this is actually quite impressive and being more potent than a shark's ability to detect blood in the water. The specific smell, while I go through puberty, the specific smell is most prominent after a period of rain as the droplets hit the ground and flatten into puddles where they can trap air pockets in the air as well. Then, much like little tiny aerosols, they bubble up and take whatever chemicals and microorganisms in the puddles that it contains in the air with them. So there can be more than a chemical ozone, but there's more than that. Sorry, there's more than that. The chemical ozone is another pungent source of smell, though sweeter than the actual scent of the
petrichor,
which causes by winds by an approaching storm. All right, I'll figure these words out here. I know words are hard for me sometimes. So all you need is to have a big old sniffer when it gets a little bit cloudy out, and you might save yourself from getting soaked while the raindrop. I do smell the raindrops as they fall on my head because of this
petrichor.
And my wife, I think she has the same thing. It might be regional. You know, when you live in Florida, you know exactly when it's going to rain and all that. So you might smell it a little bit more. You might notice, hey, 1 + 1 = 2. So you see the clouds, you smell that smell. We know that rain's coming. But I'll take the Greek god thing. It's running through my veins. Now, one thing I wish I could do is win the lottery. Don't we all, right? Now, this woman right here for many, many years has been wasting money on lottery. And she says that she's found out a new trick on how to win lottery. Now, I'm not talking about picking the numbers or anything like that. I've got my own scheme as far as that. But this woman right here says there's something called the white line theory when you're going for scratch off. So everyone come in, gather around. We're going to all join on this and figure out how to beat the system as far as the lottery. Well, at least the scratch offs. As long as the lottery has existed, people have been trying to win this game on the systems that have worked out in their favor, but from gambling on their lucky numbers to buying scratch-off tickets from certain places and certain times. To be more involved measures, and most frequent lottery players have their own methods of playing that they are so convinced that they win, so convinced that they will earn them a hefty payout. Now, the recent trick that's making their way through TikTok is called the white line theory of scratch-off lottery tickets. The Daily Dot has previously discovered that this theory is a main component of the TikToker. All right, here we go. Princess Dom Zero. That's the only way I can say it. Their theory states that the tickets on a roll of scratch-offs that are on or near the end of the bold white line are guaranteed to be winners. All right, so let me read that again. The theory states that the tickets on the roll of a scratch-offs that are on or near the bold white line are guaranteed to be winners. True or not true, the TikToker is committed to the idea, showing off her journey by buying the white line tickets and documenting her wins along the way. So here she goes. This is I'm gonna see this one. If this one actually works, I'm dropping the mic right here. I'm running out to the local store. So here we go. And what camera am I switching to? Camera 4. There we go. So let's see what's going on here.
Line theory.
Hey, can you show me which cars have the white line?
The white line. That one's all right. There you go. So there he is. When they have the print, when they print the ticket out, if it's green, if the ticket's green, it goes all the way to the edges. And then some tickets, if it's blue, whatever the solid color is, it stops and there's a white line at the bottom of it. So let's see.
Do you have a matter, Daddy?
So white line.
Which ones did I pick?
Let's see. There's a white line there, white line there. This can't be real. This can't be real.
So many.
So many. I know. All right, pick the tickets. So to start, this trick is not a new thing that they've been doing here. The video references the idea has been around for at least 7 years, and different forums on Reddit have been asking the question, what's the white line theory? To examine the theory, 2 questions have been answered. 1, what is the white line? And 2, how are the winning tickets distributed on the scratch-off rolls? Concerning the former, the lines occur naturally as part of the printing process. While the other few ways of tickets can be printed, they are generally printed in mass using special plates, which are sometimes shaped cylindrically, while the plates roll over to print new tickets, or when it's moved to print a new batch, it can leave a white line. Regarding the latter, the winning tickets are randomly distributed throughout the roll, which means that the chances of winning a ticket line up with a white line that appears just random as the winning ticket lining up with any other features of scratch-off lotteries. One user on YouTube attempted to debunk the theory by purchasing a full roll of scratch-off lottery tickets. The roll has 10 tickets with white bars, and the YouTuber found out that these tickets have no greater chance of winning than any other tickets, at least on the roll. Now, I've done that before. Let me go back to me now. Camera one. We've done that before, and here in North Carolina, you can go down to the local lottery store, which is just outside the little Charlotte area there. It's a little strip mall. You go in there. If you got big cash winnings, you got to fill out the little form. You turn it in and stuff. But you can buy tickets right there at the thing. All the tickets are $300, except for, what did we figure out? The ones that were $20 or more were $150 or something stupid like that. But like the dollar tickets, the $5, the 2, 1, 2, 5, 10, and I don't know, there's somewhere else between. It's $300. So you're like, well, how many tickets on that? Ding dong, do the math. If it's a $1 ticket, it's $300. You have 300 tickets. If it's a $5 ticket and you have $300, math. You do math. But we've done it before, and you ask, well, what did we win? We won about a third of our money back. And that's about on average. Like when you buy a roll of tickets, so we won, $117, $130, $140 back, which is expected. They want to keep 2/3 of your money, but they still want you to come back and do that. So that's what happened when we bought the whole roll. And we've done it a couple times. You never know. And we buy it on the first Tuesday, because that's when of the month. That's when the new tickets come out. All right, when we come back, we're getting ready to go to Alaska, and I don't know if I want to go because of all these Boeing things that have been happening and stuff. And that one door that flew off was actually on Alaska Airline, and that was a Boeing plane. Well, guess what? Over in Istanbul, not Constantinople, something else happened on another Boeing plane that almost caught the whole entire plane on fire, and we'll dive into that when we come back. So stick around. You're listening to DeaconLive right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. If you want to be podcast famous, we'd love to hear from you. And the way you do that is go over to prophetradio.com. At the bottom of the page says be heard. It's a blue bar. be burr. And it's got a little microphone on it, so you can't mistake it for anything else that's on that page. They are proud sponsors of DeaconLive, and they just want to hear from you. Actually, we'd like to hear from you. What happens is when you click on that little blue bar, it opens up a little microphone on whatever device whatever you got. You hit start recording, say what you want. You can, ask us anything. Tell us what's been going on in the last 2 weeks. What have we missed? What have we not missed? What do you want to hear? What do you like? What do you don't like? And then once you're done, you can listen back to it if you want. And you can be anonymous or anything like that. You can put a fake name in there. I don't care. And then it comes to our inbox, and we'll play it on this podcast, which is almost over. Now, we do broadcast every Wednesday. That's still happening in the new seasons that we're doing right now. So we broadcast every Wednesday now, and they're not seasons. We're just, we're changing the format up a little bit. We broadcast every Wednesday, Eastern Standard Time at 1 o'clock. So if you want to get it in before the show, great. Do it before 1 o'clock on Wednesday. Comes to our inbox, and we'll play it on that podcast for the day. If not, you got to wait all the way for 7 days to the next Wednesday, but you can do it at any time. You can do it on Sunday afternoon while you're watching TV. You can do it on Friday night when you're out drinking and partying and stuff. I want to tell DeaconLive what to think about it, son of a bitch. Hit that little button, says be heard. Talk right into it. Be clear. Make up a name. Give us your real name. I don't care, but we will address it and talk about it as I pick my nose here on the air. And don't forget, for every podcast we do over on our YouTube channel, DeaconLive podcast, make sure you subscribe over there. I don't care if you like or hit the bell or whatever like that. It's not a money grab over there. It's just another venue, another media source for you to enjoy the DeaconLive podcast in its new format as we go on in the future. So do all that for me, and it'll make you more involved with the show. We love all you guys out there. We see all the numbers, even while we were off. Those 2 weeks that we were off, I still saw the numbers and everything growing and growing and growing, and we appreciate you guys for staying with us during that little break. But we are taking a break. My wife and I are going to Alaska. And the reason why I say we're going to Alaska, why Alaska, Deacon? Why Alaska? Well, my wife and I just celebrated 10 years of being married. And I said, well, what do you want to do? And she said, through my work and through whatever that she has at her work, she can get really, really cheap cruise trips for like pennies on the dollar. And she's like, do you want to go to Alaska? I said, yeah. How much is the cruise? Well, we can pick this cruise or this cruise. All right. How many days? 10 days. Ooh, 10 days? Really? Yeah. How much? I don't want to tell you because I don't want you to be hateful for me, but it's less than a mortgage payment. Let's put it that way, for the two of us to go out there. The problem is we still have to fly out there. We still have to, book a hotel because I said, let's fly out there 2 days earlier. Whether we were going to fly out of Seattle or Vancouver, I didn't know. I got my passport renewed. So we're going to Vancouver. We're going to spend 2 nights in Vancouver, which will be awesome. Get a hotel there. And then the port that we're sailing out of course, being Vancouver. And we'll do the cruise. But the thing is, we have to fly out of Charlotte Douglas Airport here. And I don't know what airline, if it's going to be one airline. We haven't booked the airline yet. We were waiting for my passport to come in. I don't know if it's going to be one big long flight, 5-6 hours. Oh, Jesus Christ. 5-6 hours all the way to Vancouver and then land, maybe. Or is it going to be, fly to Phoenix or fly to Seattle and then, Alaska Airlines to whatever? Because Alaska Airlines was the one plane where the friggin' door flew off the side. Boom. See you later, Tony. Mama, I never told you I loved you. Tony flies out the window there. But Boeing right now is getting a bad rap. They're getting such a bad rap that 2 of the people, the whistleblowers, have been not shot. Take that back. I don't know, but have mysteriously died. And more whistleblowers are showing up. I guess they're not getting the message down the line there. Don't complain about Boeing. Oh, God. Did I just complain about Boeing? Oh, my God. I hope I make it to the flight. I hope I make it. That's inside information. I don't have inside information. But right now, I'm going to switch over to camera 4 so you can see this video in real time. A FedEx plane, those guys, will get your package there. Maybe. Close to it. This plane is landing in Istanbul, not Constantinople. And the front landing gear did not come out. And it is a Boeing plane. So if you want to see this video, go on over to YouTube. Click on DeaconLive podcast and this episode as well, and you can see this in real time as we're talking about it. So here we go. FedEx Airlines made by Boeing trying to land in Istanbul. Oh, let's turn this on.
Failure. This video was released today. Another Boeing aircraft failure. This video was recently captured on a runway at the Istanbul airport. And right as the Boeing 767 FedEx plane touches down, this happened. An apparent landing gear failure caused the nose of the aircraft to slam into the tarmac, resulting in an emergency situation. Prior to landing, pilots aboard the FedEx Airlines plane warned air traffic controllers of the situation, telling them the front landing gear had failed. Controllers aided them in their descent and readied rescue and firefighting teams to stand by. Luckily, the aircraft was able to remain on the runway, and video obtained after the incident shows pilots exiting the aircraft via a cockpit window. This is just the latest in a long list of recent incidents involving aircrafts made by Boeing. On January 5th, the door plug of an Alaska Airlines Boeing 737 MAX aircraft blew off while in flight. A couple of weeks later, a Delta 757 passenger jet lost its front tire while taxiing ahead of takeoff.
Great.
In March, a similar thing occurred on a United flight in Los Angeles.
Great.
These are just a few of at least 6 incidents that have occurred on Boeing flights this year alone. No injuries were reported as a result of this most recent incident in Istanbul.
So the plane, the FedEx plane, huge plane. What do they say? 767? God, that's a freaking monster of a plane. So the nose hits the ground. Let me go back to camera 1 here. Nose hits the ground, and it's, they knew the thing wasn't, the landing gear wasn't down. The back ones underneath the wheels were down, but the nose was not down. So it landed as best they could, and, congrats to the pilot. Kudos to the pilot for keeping the thing from spinning all over the place. Laid the nose down just nice and gently. And then, of course, sparks and everything are flying out. And you never know what's going to happen. You're going to physically shut all the engines off, shut all the gas, and shut everything off at the same time so these sparks aren't going to fly back and cause any kind of other explosions further back in the plane, or where the fuselage is, carrying gasoline or anything like that. What if you had a puppy dog in the belly of the thing? Oh, poor poodles, poor puddles. But that's amazing that the plane landed, but it's also amazing that Boeing is now having all these problems and people are coming up missing because they're blowing some whistles out there. Now, this guy right here, I don't know if you've seen this. I'm a big fan of TikTok, and I like watching it because, you always see like this weird video and you're like going, oh my God, what the hell is that? And then all of a sudden, with a 24-hour cycle, that video ends up in the news. I like seeing those videos. This guy right here, I've seen a couple of his videos, and I don't know how he does it. It's amazing. And his name is Jose Monkey. What he does is, he says, it's so weird. It's so weird. I'll play the video here in a little bit, but I'm going to give you, I'm trying to line this up for you. People send him a video of where they're at. So, for example, he says, I don't do minors. That sounded really bad out of context. He goes, I don't search for anyone that's under the age of 18. I don't search anything like where if you live somewhere close by. Like, I don't want to find your house because I then have to give outside personal information to find out where your house is. Essentially what happens is, let's say you're walking in a park. You take a video of just you in the park and your surrounding areas. Just pan around as you're watching me on the video here. You just pan around. What park am I at? Jose Monkey, come find me. So you send that video to him, and he's basically frame for frame, shot for shot, will sit there and look and look at the background, look at the trees, look at all this stuff, and he'll find out where you're at. So I'm going to switch to camera 4 here. I'm going to let him give his little disclaimer, and then we'll dive into what Jose Monkey actually does. So here's his little disclaimer.
Hi, I'm Jose Monkey, and I find people who ask to be found. If you're watching this video, you've probably seen my geolocation videos where I say that. I wanted to take a minute to clarify the I find people part, and also the part about how you should ask to be found. When I say I will find you, what I mean is I will try to figure out where one of your videos was recorded. If you would like me to do that, here are the rules. 1, you must be 18 or older. Sorry guys, I will not locate videos for minors. Number 2, don't tag me in somebody else's videos. If you're not the person that posted the video, don't ask me to find it. Number 3, don't send me videos that were recorded at your house. I have done a few videos for people that were recorded close to their homes, and honestly, it's a pain in the neck for me because it makes it very difficult to explain how I found it without revealing personal information. So I would strongly prefer if you send me videos that were recorded someplace other than where you live. Number 4, if you would like me to find you, record a video where you say, "Find me, Jose Monkey," or something like that on camera, or hold up a sign that says something similar. I really need you to come on camera and say it so that I know that you're actually asking to be found and that someone hasn't just added voiceover to your video. If you really don't want to come on camera, just hold up a sign. You can just make your own sign, or if you want, you can download one from my website. And finally, when you do post a video, tag me so that I know about it. Now, exactly how you do that is going to vary depending on what platform you tag me on, but you need to tag me, otherwise I will never know that you posted the video. Okay, that's about it. Thanks for watching, guys.
All right, so that's his disclaimer. So that's the Jose Monkey. So let's see. This guy, this one's got 300,000 views. This one's got 400,000. Let's do the 400,000 one because obviously a lot of people have seen this one. So I'm going to switch to this one. Oh, you know what? You ever seen Reno 911? Who's Officer Dangle? He's actually done one for Jose Monkey. So let's see what happens.
Okay, Jose Monkey, find me.
You asked me to figure out where this video was recorded, so I did. Hi, I'm Jose Monkey, and I find people who ask to be found. This was a really tough one, guys, and I guess a bunch of you saw it and knew that it was going to be really hard because lots of you told me about it and were asking when I was going to do it. Well, guys, I'm doing it today. So what can we see? This person starts the video by asking to be found. I felt as if this person looked vaguely familiar to me, but I wasn't sure why. And even though I didn't think it was anybody I knew, I felt as if I could picture them wearing aviator sunglasses. Anyway, we can't really see much in this video. Just some tall buildings and some mountains. Just really generic stuff. But I couldn't shake the feeling that this person was somebody I should know. I did some digging and I realized why this person looked so familiar. Guys, this is Lieutenant Jim Dangle of the Reno Sheriff's Department. Lieutenant Dangle is one of the officers featured in the documentary series Reno 911. That series gives viewers a ride-along POV as the Reno Sheriff's Department officers protect and serve their community. Okay, so obviously I should be looking in Nevada. And I nearly kicked myself when I realized that because, duh, these mountains are like a dead giveaway. Can't believe I didn't catch that.
All right, so hold on. That one's not good because that's a commercial for it, and I figured that one out. All right, so this one's got over 500. This one I saw. This is the one that made me interested in. This is 595,000 views. So here we go.
Find us, Jose Monkey.
You asked me to figure out where this video was recorded.
So this guy's in he's wrapped up. It's cold, and he's got his little dog, and it looks like he's in a big old park. So here we go. Let's find out if Jose Monkey can find this guy right here.
Find us, Jose Monkey.
You asked me to figure out where this video was recorded, so I did. Hi, I'm Jose Monkey, and I find people who ask to be found. This is a good one, guys. I think the person that recorded the video said it best when they said,
You can find us. This would be impressive. No gas stations, no stores, no signs. There's a few clues around.
It's true, there are a few clues here, and one of them is probably closer to you than you think. So what can we see? As the video opens, we can see that there's a body of water behind this person and their dog. We can also see this white water tower off in the distance. As I turn the camera, we can see that there's what looks like a path going around the body of water. I thought that meant that this was maybe like a park or a trail or something like that. We can see what looks like a porta potty across the way here, but I didn't think that'd be too much help. Next we get a view in the other direction, and it's really just trees and grass. As they come back around, we see the water once again, and we can see a structure that looks sort of like a dam or spillway here. Then they complete the 360-degree turn and, just for good measure, decide to spin around one more time. And guys, if that was all that there was to see here, I would have been very pessimistic about finding this place. But we've got one more clue. I've mentioned before that clothing and accessories that you wear can often be an unexpected source of information. They can sometimes reveal things, including clues about the location where the video was recorded. And while this person isn't wearing anything too revealing, our furry friend here is. This dog is wearing a rabies tag, which gives us a bit of information. For much of the video, the tag is not really visible, but there are a handful of frames where we can make out some of the writing. Toward the end of the video, I was able to see a few frames where we can make out a phone number. It appears to start in 407 and end in 2000 or 2800 or something like that. We can also see what appears to say IL here, which I assumed was an abbreviation for Illinois. So I used that information and what I could make out of the partial phone number to do some searching, and I quickly discovered that that phone number is associated with the DuPage County Animal Services in Illinois. Okay, so I figured that meant DuPage County might be a good place to start. Of course, that's kind of a large area. According to Wikipedia, DuPage County is about 336 square miles or 870 square kilometers. But I was feeling pretty encouraged that I'd gotten that far, so I'm
going to fast forward a little bit and just find out the end result. So here we go.
You can see that spillway or whatever that was. Once I found this place, I went off on a bit of a side quest to see if I could find that water tower. And I'm pretty sure it's this one that's just about a mile away. But the funny thing is, it says Roselle right on the water tower. Obviously that writing isn't visible in the video, or else this would have been really easy to find. Okay, it's time to check which previous location is closest to this one. And this time it was in Season 1, Episode 182, in West Chicago, Illinois. That spot's only about 8 miles or 13 kilometers away from this place. If anybody else wants me to find them, record a video where you say, "Find me, Jose Monkey," on camera, or hold up a sign that says something similar.
So there he goes. He found him.
That video.
He found him in Roslyn, Illinois. Illinois is where he found him. All right, camera one here. So there you go. That's Jose Monkey. If you want him to do that, make sure you hashtag or tag me in there as well, so I can see that, hey, I heard this on the DeaconLive podcast. Jose Monkey, come find me type deal. Maybe I'll do one and see if he can find me, out here in the sticks of Marshville. All right, guys, on that note, make sure you follow us on all your social networks. The way you do that is go over to Prophet Radio. We'd love to hear from you. Hit Be Heard. Get yourself some free swag over there. And welcome back. Welcome to, we appreciate you guys being patient with us and welcoming me back with open arms. All right, guys, on that note, my name is the Deacon saying good night and good night.
Wait, come back!
This is the end. The absolute end.
Écoute-moi.